Hey guys, this is 3.1, Parallel Lines and Transversals. We've got a couple of vocab words and then one example at the end. So let's go ahead. The first vocab word is parallel lines. These are lines that are in the same plane that never meet. And that'll be over here on the right side. We got a little joke here. You can tell your parents, tell your friends. Pretty lame, but funny joke. Just trying to keep it light. And here is parallel lines. This is the way you write them. So we got line segment AB is parallel to line segment CD. Alright, next vocab word. Okay, here are perpendicular lines. These are lines that meet at 90-degree angles. Notice here, this is how you call them perpendicular. This little symbol here, an upside down T, means line segment AB is perpendicular to line segment CD. And all of these angles here are 90 degrees. Next vocab word is skew lines. These are two lines that do not intersect and are non-coplanar. So they are not parallel, they're not intersecting, they'll never meet up. These are just two lines that have nothing to do with each other. Okay, here's a transversal. It is a line intersecting two or more other lines. So this line right here down the middle, cutting through these two parallel lines, is the transversal. Also, another thing to know is that these four angles on the inside, these are called interior angles. Sorry for the handwriting, tough to write on this thing. And then if those are the four interior angles, that means that the outside ones are exterior angles. So A, B, G, and F are exterior angles. So here we have dealing with parallel lines and transversals. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then corresponding angles are, and I'll just fill this in for you, they are congruent. And that's a congruent sign there. And notice over here, we got angles 2 and 6. These are corresponding angles. Same thing over here with the X and X are corresponding, Y and Y. Notice they're in the same position. Z and Z, W and W. These are all corresponding angles, and they are congruent. The next conjecture we have is alternate interior angles, and that would be defined here. So C and B are alternate interior angles. A and D are alternate interior angles. Same with 3 and 6 up here. So if these are cut by a transversal, then they are also congruent, which means they are the same. Alright, next example. So if we have alternate interior angles, we have alternate exterior angles. And these are like 2 and 8, 7 and 1, and up here 1 and 8. These are alternate interior angles. So if they are cut by a transversal, then alternate interior angles are also congruent. Alright, if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then corresponding angles are, we know these are congruent, alternate interior angles are congruent, and alternate exterior angles are congruent. So all three of these, they are all congruent. Okay, the last one is consecutive interior angles. These lie on the same side of the transversal. They are supplementary. So all those three previous ones, those were all congruent, and these are supplementary. Very important to know that. So 1 and 8 will add up to 180, and 4 and 5 will add up to 180. Okay, for this example, it wants you to name one of each kind. So let's go ahead and do that. Corresponding angles, that would be like 1 and 5. Okay, so let's try the next one. They want us to do alternate interior angles. So that would be like 4 and 6. Alright, and then want alternate exterior angles. That would be like 8 and 2. So let's go ahead and put that in 2 and 8. And then consecutive interior angles. That would be like 3 and 6. So there we go. We got those out of the way. Alright, on to our last example and last slide. Okay, for this one, it wants us to solve for x. We need to see that these are corresponding angles. That means they are congruent. So we're going to set them equal to each other. So 4x plus 10 equals 8x minus 25. So let's go ahead and solve for x. We'll subtract 4x here on the right side, and then we'll add 25 to both sides. Alright, so that means we're going to have 35 equals 4x. So we divide both sides by 4, and you can just leave your answer as 35 over 4, and that'll be your answer. The main thing to know, the algebra you did last year, but the main thing to know this year is that these are congruent. So bring any questions you have tomorrow, and good luck.